Hi, welcoming you back to Insights from Inside from Intellect. We're really happy to host Mr. Kenneth Chitando from AFC Commercial Bank Zimbabwe. We are back in a beautiful city, Zimbabwe, where we really started our journey some years back. And today we hold a great partnership in the country. So, here over to Mr. Kenneth. So, very glad to have you join us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. And thank you very much for making the trip back again to Harare. And it's been a pleasure, working with you over the past. For us at AFC Commercial Bank, this transformation has been more than just a technical upgrade of systems. It's been about how we can better the lives of our employees. At the same time, how we can better the experience that we bring to our customers in Zimbabwe. This project from a transformation, point of view has been about how we can bring banking a lot closer to most of our customers and potential customers out there.
How did you and the management team at AFC decide to prioritize it and plan beyond the risks that you were able to oversee?
Thank you very much. I think one of the key considerations was that we're coming to the end of life of an existing system that we had, and we needed to act. There were two choices that we had: to continue with the existing system or to migrate to a new system. For us, it was an opportunity to improve on what we had. From a strategy point of view, we needed to have a much more modular-based system that would respond to our requirements over a period of time. So for us, we needed to act at that point in time because it was going to be very costly for us if we're not going to be in the same situation. We also were managing risk. When you look at the products that we have, the challenges that we're having in the market with our customers complaining about mismatches on their balances, that was eroding the confidence that the market had in the bank. So for us, we had to make sure that we addressed that. I think the third element was to do with how we wanted to remodel the bank in the future, where we were in a position to be able to respond to customer needs and roll out products that resonated with what they had in mind. So this new journey enabled us to address the client's needs in totality.
That's great because I think you were not just listening to the customers, but you were quite self-aware of your own systems and how you would want the journey for the bank to get decided basis that. So amongst so many needs and requirements that as a bank that you felt, what were your priorities? What were your priorities? How did you really go about answering the big whys which stood in front of you while you were also looking at the customer needs?
So I think the first issue was to look at the financial, benefits. There was a cost-effective, approach to it. We're looking at the cost-benefit analysis and looking at which system would provide us with that environment where we could develop products, where we could interact with our customers in a very cost-effective manner. Another element that we always had in mind was we're doing this for the customer, because without the customers, we don't have a business. So we wanted to have a system that would allow us to respond to customer needs, a system that would resonate with what customers wanted. So we wanted to enrich the customer experience. That was a key consideration for us. And also from a control view of having the ability to be agile enough to respond to what the market dictates were. Currently, we have an environment where accounts can be opened anywhere at the comfort of your home. You don't have to visit a branch. You can just do it from anywhere. So the new system is allowing us that flexibility that we are extending to our customers, the convenience of banking wherever, whenever, wherever they are. So we believe that this system has been very instrumental in us achieving this flexibility in terms of interacting with customers.
So that's great to know. And what I realize is, considering the population here has already been quite tuned into the digital transformation that's happening in the industry worldwide, as well in the country. I just were keen to understand, when you prioritized some of the digital transformation and the big whys, how did you really go about choosing the right partner in this journey? It was expected to be quite an investment as a bank, as well as a long haul. You needed a partner who was not there just for a moment, but a long haul. What were your key parameters when you finalized and decided on who should be the right partner?
I think you've just said that investing in ICT is quite an expensive, journey. We were looking at a partner who would provide one of those modularized, systems. We wanted a partner who would allow us to take what we needed at a point in time and load additional modules with time. We found that flexibility with IDC Intellect Core. It afforded us the ability to have a core banking system, and then we put in additionals as time went on. I think if you look at our project, we've just finished some of the latest, modules being around internet banking for both corporates and individual clients, because the arrangement, the partnership that we had with Intellect allowed us to have modularized approach, to rolling out such a big project.
Absolutely. And I think you also indicated towards the partnership that you were looking through the journey, because I think challenges are not always technology in nature.
That's true.
So, how did you really prioritize the partnership mandate across the management, across the partner that you chose?
I think we're looking for a flexible partner. The relationship that we've had with IDC has been excellent. They've been responsive to our needs. Running a project of this nature, sometimes you run into challenges. And when you run into challenges, you have to be able to address those. And we found that the project deliverable with IDC has been quite excellent. We have had support, throughout the process. Post the project, there's been, support as well. And it's not all about billing, it's about ensuring that the partnership, progresses. And we've found, IDC being quite, a formidable partner in this journey.
That's great, sir. And I think I personally believe in the true partnership, which is inborn, which is a value system where the two partners who are working together, they unite and combine. I think if your objective is clear, and if you're aiming to achieve the same success, I think it's aligned to work quite well together. And I think with that, it also brings me to the question, the challenge that grips all the leaders, CEOs across the globe. It's not an easy investment to make, both in terms of the manpower within the bank, as well as the cost. What would your advice be when a CEO of a bank may be planning their own transformation journey?
I think with a project of this nature, the first thing to consider is why are you doing the project? And you've got to be able to enunciate the benefits that you want to achieve. Is it about improving the customer experience? Is it about future-proofing the bank? Is it about managing the risk? So you've got to be clear as to why. You then have to galvanize the leadership, and that involves both internal leadership as part of management and the board as well. Once you are able to get these parties together and aligned in a common direction, then it becomes easy for you to be able to sell through. But it has to be clear why you are doing the project. Governance around the project is quite key, because without proper project governance, you are then having to have challenges. So what we did at AFC is we made sure that we had very strong project governance in place. So there was free flow of information from the project team to the exco team, right up to the board. So at any given point in time, everybody knew where the project was. It was a huge investment for us, and we needed to make sure that we would migrate on the day before the 30th of June, 2024. It was a do or die situation for us, and the project governance enabled us to achieve what we did achieve.
That's brilliant, sir. And I think that's the secret sauce of the true success. And thanks you for sharing that, because I think that resilience and focus comes straight from the top.
I think you're absolutely right. We thought that top down support of a project, it won't work. Um, we were able to do so because everyone had a clear vision of the benefits, not just to the bank, but also to the general economy at large. From a Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe perspective, financial inclusion is one of the key uh, drives currently. And what these projects meant for us was would be in the forefront of being able to develop projects, for the specific segment in a seamless manner. So everyone was excited about delivering this project successfully.
Brilliant, sir. I think that's a great show that we are coming towards also talking about the efficiency that you've been able to achieve over the last 1 year. And I think talking about efficiency, it's as you rightly mentioned, it's a lot of internal alignment as well as how we are viewed externally, both by our stakeholders, economic stakeholders, as well as our customers. What's your read of the last 1 year post going live?
When I look at the experience and the feedback that we've been having internally, staff are finding it a lot easier to interact with clients because instead of spending time explaining basic issues like balance mismatches, they're now able to engage in meaningful discussions with clients. Also, from a processing point of view, we're finding that our processes are much sleeker. End of day processing takes just a few minutes as opposed to a couple of hours. So staff are able to dedicate their time to much more productive and value added, activities. So internally, the satisfaction is quite high. When you go to the customer side, what we are seeing is that there's a lot more confidence in the system. We're able to produce information that's a lot more reliable, and we are in a position where we can roll out products, where we can open new accounts with relative ease. So what we are seeing is that the net promoter score has also gone higher than where we were when we started. We've also seen that there's been an increase in the revenue that's coming through digital enabled, channels. We're talking about in excess of 65% of our revenue currently is coming through digital channels. But it's a very high number, and it's reflective of the appetite of the market to use our digital channels.
And I think, sir, you've been able to cater to the requirements of clients across the board now, across generations. So how is the bank viewed in the industry now?
I think we on the map. Our digital efforts are beginning to show the ease with which customers can access, our products. I think that's clear in the market. We are able to open accounts from wherever you are. Yeah, we are able to also let customers apply for loans. That is the retail segment at this point in time, from wherever they are. So these initiatives, these solutions that we've been able to put on the table is because we've got a modular system that is able to provide end-to-end, solutions. So we continue on this transformation journey because for us it's not an end state, but it's an iterative and continuous journey that we've got to go through.
And I think that's exactly, if I really merge some of the points that you highlighted, the modular infrastructure, the right aspirations of not just calling it an end state, but growing as we progress. Last question for the day, which is really about what should industry, what should your customers, what should the central bank expect more from AFC as we grow further?
Well, I think for us, with digitalization is a continuous process. We are transforming the way we are looking at business. We transforming the processes that we currently use. We currently evaluating the effectiveness of digitalization within the bank. And the intention is to have an honest assessment of what has worked, what hasn't worked, and with the view towards rectifying and introducing additional solutions that further, enhance the level of ease of doing business, with our clients. So we are in a perpetual state of transformation, because for us, transformation is the key word.
As we say, change is the only constant. I think it's now the transformation, progressively moving towards the next growth chapter for AFC. So with this, I'll open up if you'd like to share anything more with us on what's ahead of the journey. Any closing remarks from you?
I think my view is that your transformation is not just about being digital. It's about being relevant to your employees, relevant to your customers, relevant to your other stakeholders, and it's got to be a continuous journey. We're looking at lowering costs, and technology allows us to be able to have the means with which we can roll out solutions much faster, much quicker, and in a simpler way. And transformation for us continues to be a journey. Thank you.
Thank you.